They fall into broadly into two categories, physical and psychological. Physical symptoms can be mild, especially in the beginning years, like, clammy hands, fidgeting, nervousness, somewhat like what I'm experiencing right now. But also it could cause headaches, dizziness, butterflies in the stomach, eventually nauseousness. The worst part is when it becomes severe, it could mimic a heart attack. Your chest cramps up. If it's a panic attack, you don't know where it came from, why. You could be sleeping or you could be driving down the street, you don't know, but suddenly a panic attack comes on. You think you're having a heart attack. So you don't necessarily know the trigger or the cause of that, but just even generalized anxiety. You might be thinking about seeing somebody you haven't seen in a long time, or somebody you're afraid of, or somebody you had a bad experience with, or even a topic that's very upsetting to you can trigger this event where you feel like you're having a heart attack, and it can send you to the emergency room. And it happens a lot for seniors, or people who are, just getting older naturally, where they don't know why they're feeling this way, but they think they're having a heart attack, and they get sent home because it isn't a heart attack, it's anxiety. There's panic attacks, generalized anxiety, social anxiety, phobias, obsessive compulsive anxiety. Hoarding is now suspected to be an anxious behavior. And with social anxiety, what we're finding is that people tend to avoid people, places, foods, events, because there's an association to something uncomfortable for them about it. Let's say you had a car accident at the intersection of First and Blake, and so now you're avoiding going to that intersection because you're anxious about, but what happens is oftentimes people with anxiety develop an irrational belief that if I go to First and Blake, I am more likely to have an accident. When the likelihood of that is probably, less than 1%. So, but their strategy for coping is avoidance, oftentimes, and that falls frequently under social anxiety, or you could call that a phobia, First and Blake. But, even going to a barbecue, going to a party because you're anxious about whether you'll have an accident, especially seniors, when they start to develop incontinence, or they don't digest their foods well, or, that kind of thing. They become self-conscious and they don't want to feel that way around family or friends, and they don't want to be seen that way. So they start to avoid going out as much as they used to, or attending functions like they used to, and it can be very re-traumatizing for them if they were to have another event. So they are afraid of having another event or episode, and so that triggers anxious feelings just thinking about it. So they become socially, paralyzed, if you will, about returning to a type of event where they once had a problem.